A woman had me thrown out of a coffee shop for making her uncomfortable, not knowing I was the underwriter who would decide whether she got her house. I should have left the cafe the moment the woman in the cream blazer asked if I was between jobs, but my coffee hadn't cooled yet, and the corner table by the window was the only quiet place I'd found all week. She'd clocked me the second I sat down, a man in a wrinkled shirt on a Wednesday morning, laptop open, no tie, and decided that told her everything. She was 3 tables over, loud on the phone, complaining to someone about her mortgage closing and the idiots at the bank dragging their feet. Every few sentences she'd glance at me like I was proof the whole world had gone lazy. I recognized her before she recognized her own reflection. Her file had been on my desk since Monday. A jumbo loan, thin margins, a cosigner who'd just backed out. Her closing date was circled on my calendar, Friday. I was the last signature standing between her and the keys. Her whole life was riding on it. I'd read the letter she'd attached to the file, the one about finally giving her kids a yard and a bedroom door that actually closed. I'd been leaning toward approving her. That was the strange part. I'd been on her side all morning, and she had no idea. When she finished her call, she didn't sit back down. She walked over, planted herself beside my table, and asked which unemployment office I was working from today. I kept my face flat and said I was just having coffee. That was the wrong answer. She turned to the barista, then to the 2 women at the counter, and announced that men who sat alone in cafes all morning were usually hiding something. She pointed at a man in a tailored suit ordering an espresso, then back at me, ran her eyes over my collar, my shoes, my second-hand laptop bag, and told her new audience that you could always tell a real professional from someone just pretending to have somewhere to be. A couple of people chuckled. Her confidence swelled with every laugh. She got louder. She said I'd been staring at her, that I'd taken a photo of her, that she felt unsafe. None of it was true, and everyone could see the laptop screen was full of spreadsheets. But the word unsafe landed the way it always does. The chuckling stopped. People shifted. The barista reached for the phone. A man near the door stood up like he might need to protect someone from me. When I stood to pack up and go, because staying would only feed it, she stepped into my path and shoved my chair hard enough to send my coffee across the table and into my lap. Then she started filming. "This is the man harassing women at the Grove Street Cafe," she narrated, circling me, phone held high. "Look at him. Remember his face." My hands were shaking, not from fear, but from the effort of not saying a single word I couldn't take back. 16 years in this job had taught me that the truth arrives on its own schedule, and that the loudest person in the room is almost never the one you should believe. She called the police while filming, said I'd threatened her. 2 officers came within 10 minutes, and the younger one slowed the second he saw me standing there dripping coffee. "Mr. Ellison," he said, "everything okay?" He turned to the crowd and, trying to be helpful, mentioned that I handled the mortgage files for half the closings in the county, including, he added, glancing at the paperwork poking out of her bag, probably hers. The cafe went quiet. I watched it hit her. The color left her face in stages. She'd spent 20 minutes performing for a room, and the audience she'd built turned to watch her instead. She started stammering about a misunderstanding, about stress, about how a woman fighting for her family's home had every right to be on edge. She grabbed my sleeve, the same sleeve she'd mocked, and started reciting her loan number like it was a prayer, insisting her passion today just proved how much she wanted it. I'd heard the same speech 100 times across a desk, the sudden warmth, the frantic proof of good character arriving 90 seconds too late. I picked up my ruined laptop bag and told the officers I wouldn't be filing anything. The video would speak for itself. She followed me to the door, still bargaining, still promising she wasn't that kind of person. I stopped, looked at her for the first time as who I actually was, and said the only thing that felt true. "I'll see you Friday," I said, "for your closing." Then I walked out and let the door swing shut between us.